Well, it's a sad day indeed. Because I just thought about something. The story of WoW will never get better. And it will never get better thanks to the desire of somebody upstairs in the Blizzard WoW team that decides, no, we will remove this. And then, boom, plot hole created. Nothing really makes sense. An example of this was kind of simple. We have the War of the Thorns, which was the start of the Battle for Azeroth storyline. Was. Because now, if you want to play it and really understand how we got to this point where the Alliance and the Horde were fighting, tough luck, I guess. Because you can't. Because you see, Blizzard likes removing stuff. And it likes removing stuff that's important to the story. Why? Maybe because, I don't know, they don't like it anymore, they consider it useless, or maybe they just hate their own story because they realize that it's kind of going down the drain at this point. Here's another example. Remember when we were before Shadowlands, when they were still announcing, oh, we're delaying it because of the China virus, the China flu. And I mean, a lot of people just bought that up like there was nothing. I didn't. There's no point in buying that shit up. And what happens next? Well, you get the event, you go kill some Scourge people. And what does that tell you? Well, that's really the motivation of why we are going to Northrend. To the Lich King. It's also motivation of why the Ebon Blade the Ebon Knights, right? The Ebon Knights were going to the Lich King because he could try to attack people. By the way, that doesn't make any sense with the Death Knight starting zone, and I'm talking about the Death Knight starting zone for the allied races, in which you swear filthy to the Lich King, which is a whole different mess in of itself. Like, at this point, you don't even. There's no way to do this the proper way. Your Death Knight just swears filthy to the Lich King. It's not even you have the option of going through what the other races have. Revolt and being free. No. All of that just goes down the drain once more. To continue. The more they remove stuff, the worse the story gets. Because important plot lines just disappear. And if they disappear, well, you can imagine they're gonna leave somebody that's new to the story and new to the game a little bit more confused than he should be. Like, he'll go on to see Jaina and Troll being taken away, and he never gets to save them. But don't, when he goes to Oribos, there they are. What's the explanation? They got saved by a different Mawwalker. Excuse me? I know there are more people in this game and stuff, but you realize, I'm not sure they realize how much they're pissing on their own story at this point. Because there's no way anybody with common sense would agree to just removing their own story. Like, okay, this part is important. People need to play this part to understand why we're going to this direction. So let's gut it like a pig. And gut it like a pig they do. Every single expansion is the same thing. They always got something that's important from the other one, and thus leaving you with a mess of a story. A story that's kind of convoluted and doesn't really make much sense. And the fact that they're gonna focus themselves more on the cosmic horror aspect, the cosmic side even more, is even more terrifying, because now they have more stuff to mess up. So they didn't even make up yet. They have more time to screw it up. And they will. At this point, there is no question if Blizzard will screw up the story of WoW. It's a matter of when they will do it. Because it's gonna be this expansion. This expansion, following expansion, the expansion after that, they're gonna screw that one up. The question is, at which precise point will that happen? No, we may never know. Because Blizzard's not really consistent on screwing its own story up. They can't even make a constant pattern for that. Nope. That's it. They'll just strike everything down. This entire city must be purged, and that's what we get. A mess of a story that's been purged from everything that kind of makes sense to it. Or at least to anything that tried to make it follow a narrative line. Sylvanas burns Teldrassil. Sylvanas bad for the Alliance. We go attack the Undercity. And then we get the scenario where the Horde and the Alliance fight. And that's also not there anymore. I didn't play it when I made alts. I made a few alts. None of them had that option. To play to that scenario again, which was, by the way, kind of fun. You get to see Sylvanas becoming more like the Lich King. Which, gassing, poisoning the members of the Horde and then rising them up as under soldiers so they can fight again. Yeah, pretty nice analogy. And Garrosh was right again. At this point, we should make a thread of things Garrosh was right about. Well, regarding to Sylvanas, like mostly everything. Anyway, that's out of the story. I'm not even sure if no, I don't think the problem with Talanji is even there. When you go rescue Talanji from the Horde, from the Alliance, I mean, I think they also removed that one. That's not that good, because it made sense because you went saved Talanji from Stormwind, and then created a better relationship with the Zandalari. After we kind of took care of their whole plan to invade Pandaria. But that's a different story. That's not there. Nothing that would make this story have a little bit of tiny sense is gonna be left at the end of it. And I'm trying my best to keep this channel away to archive stories and stuff. Even though I might glimpse over stuff with my Warcraft lore videos, I'm trying my best to do it. And at this point, the more Blizzard removes, it gets kind of harder to do. At this point, if you really want to play the original story of this game, your best bet is finding a private server. Because retail is kind of screwed up with this one. Thanks for watching.